I'm pretty sure you've heard that saying that change is the only thing that's guaranteed. So, like, because change is the only thing that's guaranteed, like, we either become conscious of our change or we're unconscious of our change. And if you become conscious, you start to walk the path to change. But the path to change is I mean, it's very, no matter what you're going to change, I guess is what I'm saying. Like, you're going to change whether you're conscious of it or not. But the conscious version is when you have an envisionment in your mind of where you're trying to go. But the unconscious version is when you are in a sense, letting the environment change you, letting time change you, letting situations and negative situations in your life change you. And like, when you're conscious, you go through negative, like if you go through a negative situation, you can consciously grow from that situation and like grow yourself into a better version of yourself. You can, like, if you go through problems, those problems can help you get stronger, or those problems can help you, or those problems can, like, in a sense, break you down. And like, if you're conscious, then you can have an envisionment of where you want to go. Like, years ago, I said, oh, I want to be a modern day shaman. But when I said that, I was nowhere near where the fuck I was actually trying to go. Like, when I first thought, oh, I want to get in shape, I was nowhere, in a sense, near that. Or like it took me 6 years to start seeing results. It took me like 8 years to start seeing results in the modern day shaman thing. It took me many years to see these results, but these are things that I was consciously trying to go for. So like, I was consciously trying to change. When I did psychedelics and realized, oh, I'm this thug type dude and I don't want to be this thug type dude, I then became conscious of it and then consciously said, well, I want to go that way. Like, I used to say that I want to walk in the shoes of my future self. What I meant by that is I want to, like, I used to try to imagine what would my future self think in this situation. Like, you know that old saying that people used to say, they'd be like, oh, what would Jesus do? Like, I used to think, what would I do 7 years from now? The person I will be in my future, how would he think about this situation? And like, that used to help, like, it gave me a imprint in my mind of where I was trying to go, the type of mindset I was trying to have. Like, I would think negative and I would try to think, well, how would I think if I didn't think like this? Like, when I was that thug type dude and I said the N word all the time, I used to think, well, why do I say this? Like, why? And then when I became conscious of these things, I was able to make decisions to then change these things. And so I slowly started replacing one bad habit with a good habit, one bad thought with a good thought. Like, when I first started doing my 50 push ups, I had no intention of getting in shape. I just wanted to create a good habit. Like, when, but now, 6 years, like 2 years ago, I decided, well, I actually want to get in shape. So I started taking it seriously and I was like, okay, well, let me get in shape. And I started actually working on trying to get myself in shape. I wanted to be in the best shape I've ever been in. And like, now, I feel more healthy and more alive and I have more energy than I did when I was 22. So like, now it's like, okay, I consciously made these decisions. I consciously decided to go that way because if I was unconscious, the world would have changed me anyways, because change is the only thing that's guaranteed. So like, I consciously decided to go that way, but if I was unconscious, the world would have pushed me that way, but I would not have stayed here. Meaning I wouldn't, even people who think like they're just the same, they want to stay the same. If you look back 10 years ago, you're not the same person you were 10 years ago. Whether you are conscious of that or not, whether you chose to change or whether you didn't, because we can't stay the same. It's just like these leaves, they're falling, turning colors because it's fall. So they are falling. And then it'll be winter, and then it'll be spring, and then it'll be summer, and the leaves will be back. Like, it's this. There's a cycle to life, and we're kind of in this cycle of we're human beings and we were babies, and at babies, like we are not the same that we were when we were babies. Your human body is going to change whether you like it or not, so either you change it or the world's going to change it. And like if the world changes it, that usually means you got out of shape. That usually means that your body's not working as well as it did. That usually means like all these different things. But if you begin to consciously change it, that'll just mean that your body's working better than it did. It's you have more energy. You like because it's not about old age, or any of that. It's whether you took care of your body or not. Like, it's not about, I don't know. It's the same thing with the mental health, physical health, spiritual health. If you are working on these things, then you will get results. If you're not, then you won't. And like, this is just how it is. So like, we are either consciously changing ourselves into who we want to be, or the world is changing us whether we want it to change us or not. Get a set of new friends. They're going to start to change you unless you're conscious and aware of who you are. Like, this is why self-awareness is so important. You have to know who you are and be conscious of it and know who you are right now and know who you want to be, so then you can walk the path to get to who you want to be instead of allowing the world to change you into who the world wants you to be.